Hi everybody, this is Wayne Kling with another exciting show of Racine and Ruins. And I gotta tell you, first of all, I want to thank everybody for watching these shows. I really appreciate all the comments I've been getting in the last video I've done. That's a show after midnight because we have the trailer for my movie I'm making, teaser for the movie I'm making, Go Go Girls versus the Nazis. And again, if that one has to be shown after midnight, fine. That's, the point of the matter is it's on and people can see it. It's also on YouTube and other places. And what is really cool, and I gotta thank the city administration for this, is all the ideas they've given me to incorporate into the movie. In fact, I got enough stuff that City Racine has so nicely provided me with how silly they operate as a community that I get enough stuff there for 4 or 5 shows. I really, truly do. And I don't know where to begin with. Do we do something with the mayor suing his own city? That's always a winner. Do we do something about how incompetently the neighborhood sustainability program is working? That's always a winner too. Fact of the matter is that, in my opinion, the City of Racine, being as inept as it is, has given me more material to work with than I possibly could do. So much more that all I have to do is suggest ideas coming out of the city, that you can read about in the Racine Journal Times, and other people say, my God, this would make a perfect county spot for something that I'm doing. So I want to thank the City of Racine for doing that for me. I really, truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. Also, the fact, I keep saying the fact of the matter, interesting development is the number of people who are coming to Racine over the next several months to be part of the movie Go Go Girls versus the Nazis. It will bring people in from several states, and we'll be spending a lot more money than I previously thought I would be spending here doing this movie. And so you people see Nazis somewhat unmistakably might confuse them with city employees, but let's hope not. My Nazis at least have the armbands on versus what our mayor might be wearing. But this is the way it goes. And we're looking forward, truthfully, to doing this movie here. Other things going on I'd like to comment on is, simply speaking, I read the newspaper today. I went to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and read the information about unemployment rates in the state of Wisconsin. And once again, Racine is number 1. Yay! Go Racine! We're number 1. Yay! With unemployment. Wow, unemployment, number 1, again. But yet we're not supposed to be here. I believe I can recall when our current mayor, John Dickert, was running for re-election the last time, he claimed all the things he was going to do to lower unemployment. He claimed, in fact, that because of his close, unique relationship with probably the worst president we ever had as a country, Barack Obama, that our employment rate would plummet to all-time lows. And he spent so much money bringing in a company called Delta Hawk. Well, actually, truly, owned that. Because I remember reading about stuff about Delta Hawk when Becker was still mayor. But when it was a good thing, it was all John Dickert. Now that nobody's heard much about it at all, I don't even know if they hired an employee one because they've been here, taking advantage of all the tax breaks that someone helped them get. If that's happened or not, I think that's fascinating, because if the mayor is going to take credit for them coming here, shouldn't the mayor man up to the fact that Delta Hawk hasn't worked out the way that it was told it would be? And if it's not working out the way that I understand it's not, because I've not read that they hired anybody at all, if they haven't fulfilled their promises, will they be in fact giving some of that money back to us, the city, the county, or the state? You tell me. I'd like to know that. Because I'm told as a community, we're so broke, we have to break contracts with union employees. Now, as you might know, I'm not a big fan of the unions. I think unions are overrated. I surely do. But we also signed a contract in good faith. I might not like unions or what unions stand up for anymore, which is myself themselves, i.e. the big shots involved in the union versus the working stiff. But we signed those contracts. Shouldn't we honor the contracts that we signed? Or is it because we're John Dickert, we're the city of Racine, we don't have to, because we're better than that? Wow. Because once that contract is something that we can rip up because we don't have the money, I do believe the city doesn't have any money, what's the next contract that's going to be ripped up and gotten rid of with the excuse we don't have any money to save money? Interesting. Well, maybe the grant writer be let go because we can save money if we fired her somehow. Will policemen be fired because we don't need them? We have no crime, right? We have no crime. I think this year will go down as one of the highest I can remember in the numbers of murders we've had. But we're told by the powers that be that we have no crime. So let's get rid of the policemen, right? If we have no crime, what do we need them for? What else will we get rid of? We just go hit in there and rip up contracts in order to save money because we don't have any, which might be the truth. We may not have any money. I truly believe that we don't have any money as a city. Yet, I keep hearing that people are promised money. In fact, I was at City Hall the other day talking to a member of the City Development Group department. And he told me, without a doubt, that the city would have to spend money on root works. City tax dollars would have to be spent on root works. Wow. I was told by the city administrator in the phone call that not $1 of city tax money would be spent on root works. So either the man I talked to in city development was confused, or the city administrator was confused. Especially if we spend $1 on root works at a time that we're ripping up contracts with union workers. Interesting, that too. Let's say that. Back in the day when that was all rushed through, we had to do this because Scott Walker was evil. Scott Walker's evil. But yet we're told that this contract, if followed, would cost us money. Did something change? Shouldn't we have known then, if we did pass those contracts, which we did do, that would potentially cost the city money? Or was it an excuse? Was it a way that we could motivate union members to vote a certain way? Vote for the recall, knowing all along that the recall wasn't going to happen. I think they knew the fact that no way it was going to succeed, that the unions were going to be screwed. Would our mayor, John Dickert, friend of labor, would our mayor, friend of Obama, who's friend of labor, whose convention, Democratic convention, was held in a city where a lot of union labor that should have been used wasn't used, would they do something willy-nilly in order to get union backing and then to screw them over? Do you think that's possible? Do you really think that's possible? Do you think that we have such a petty mayor that would pull something like that? I don't know. I don't know. It's up to us, each one of us individually, to think on ourselves, because, in my opinion, once the city starts canceling contracts, be it with the unions or anybody else, when is it our turn? When is it that a promise that the city makes not going to be honored because we have no money? And why would we even think about doing something that might take a penny's worth of tax dollars and spend it on anything other than critical services at the same time that we're firing and getting rid of and dishonoring contracts with city workers? And how many people coming up the next budget will be fired because we don't have the money to pay them, and what will we do with that extra money we gain? I know the Journal Times talks about they want to have a swimming pool. Yay, we would need a swimming pool. We have a lake, but that's not good enough. The lake is not good enough. I understand that when the marina has it set up so people can go there and use that as a pool. That's not good enough either, it seems. It seems we have to have a swimming pool because, well, cities our size do. Interesting that. Do cities our size also have the debt problem that we have? Do cities our size have mayors that sue them? Do cities this size have the crime problem that we have? The destructive, evil, in my opinion, school system that can't graduate children out of classes? Who's a problem of teaching minorities how to read and write? Do they? I don't know. I don't know. Now, also, I think we need to do this too. We need to look at other states. We can look at California. How many cities in California have declared bankruptcy or will have to declare bankruptcy? Does Racine have that plan in our future? To simply declare bankruptcy because we have no money, yet we want to spend money on all these cool things? No, it'd be nice if the city had the money and able to honor its contracts to do something with road works. No doubt about it. It would be really nice if we could. But in my opinion, for what it's worth, if we are so desperate for money, we have to rip up contracts we have with unions signed in good faith. We don't have the money to invest in a road works, a swimming pool, or other such nonsense until we get a budgetary house in order. And of course, our mayor will go and blame Scott Walker because we don't get the state aid. Gee, Scott Walker's not doing our budget. We are. Does the city council have any plans at all to how to handle this upcoming problem we will have with not getting enough money as I would like to get from the state? Or will Mayor Dickert blame Scott Walker? It's really easy to blame other people for your problems that you don't have the cojones to solve. I don't have the ability to solve a lot of my problems, and maybe I should go and blame Scott Walker. Maybe Scott Walker is the reason why my yard's not as good a shape as it is. Maybe Scott Walker is the problem that my truck isn't running as well as it should versus my not having the funds that I can invest right now and doing those projects I like to. Obviously, it's Scott Walker's fault, isn't it? Yes, evil, evil, evil Scott Walker. My kind of governor. Keep it coming, governor.